All right, listen up. This is a Code Ninja security advisory. We're going live with an emergency broadcast. Stand by for an immediate intelligence briefing on a very active threat. Okay, we're tracking a pretty critical vulnerability here. It's been designated CVE-2026-3812. This is the official intel drop you need to be aware of. So let's just get right into it, no messing around. So, what are we dealing with? This 0-day is hitting the itsourcecode Payroll Management System, specifically version 1.0. The attack vector? It's an unauthenticated cross-site scripting vulnerability. And let me be perfectly clear about what unauthenticated means. It means an attacker needs 0 credentials, no username, no password. They can just walk right in. This is a remote threat, and believe me, the door isn't just unlocked, it's wide open. Let's get into the specifics of the threat status. The vulnerability is a classic XSS, and it's targeting one specific file, manage_employee_allowances.php. Now here's what makes this so critical. A proof-of-concept exploit is already out there in the wild. It's public. And there is no vendor patch available. Yeah, you heard me right. Let me say that again. There is no patch available. That means your systems are completely exposed right now. And just look at this timeline. This thing materialized incredibly fast. I mean, on March 8th, the CVE gets reserved. Just 24 hours later, it's already published and analyzed by NVD. And then by March 10th, that's just one day later, threat intel platforms are already screaming about it, escalating alerts everywhere. The window of opportunity for attackers isn't closing, it just blew wide open. Okay, before we dive into the full impact analysis, we need to do something crucial. We have to gather some field intelligence. I need every single operator on this channel to report in. This is how we're going to assess the blast radius and actually coordinate a real defense. All right, here's the protocol. It's simple, but it's essential. Step 1, you need to maintain the secure channel for real-time updates, so subscribe. This is a tactical necessity, not a suggestion. Step 2, acknowledge that you've received this intel. Just hit that like button so we can confirm the signal is getting through to everyone. And step 3, and this one is critical, report your status in the comments. Are you patched or are you vulnerable? We need to know. This is how we map the threat landscape in real time. Go ahead and do it now. Okay, good. Intel is starting to come in. Now let's get back to it and move on to the impact analysis. It's time to assess the full scope of the system and business risk. Let's really define this blast radius. Now, you might see the CBSS scores here and think, oh, it's medium, and just move on. Don't be fooled by that. You have to look closer at the metrics. The really critical data points here are low attack complexity combined with none for privileges required. So what does that actually mean? It means this is incredibly easy for an attacker to pull off, and they don't need any prior access to your system at all. The only thing they need to trigger this whole thing is for a single user to click a single malicious link. That's it. So what's the root cause here? Well, it's a classic, fundamental security failure, unsanitized input. Plain and simple. The ID parameter in that specific PHP file we mentioned, it completely fails to clean up or neutralize malicious code. An attacker can literally just inject a script directly into that parameter, and the system will just execute it in the victim's browser. No checks, no questions asked. It's textbook stuff, really. And please, don't think this is just about some simple, defaced web page. Let's be crystal clear about the potential damage here. We are talking about complete session hijacking. This gives an attacker the keys to the kingdom. They can get in there and modify payroll data, steal sensitive employee information, and expose your entire organization to absolutely crippling regulatory fines. The financial and reputational stakes, they're just enormous. Okay, enough analysis. We are now shifting to action. What I'm about to give you are emergency countermeasures. And listen, these are not suggestions. These are directives. They require your immediate implementation, no delays. Here's your mitigation protocol. Do this now. First, restrict all access to that vulnerable file, the manage_employee_allowances.php file. If you can't patch it, you block it, period. Second, get a web application firewall rule deployed, specifically to filter for XSS patterns targeting that vulnerable ID parameter. Third, your SOC, your Security Operations Center, needs to be all over your web server logs, aggressively monitoring for any suspicious requests to that payroll module. And finally, you have to warn your staff. They are the trigger in this attack chain, so they absolutely must be alerted to the phishing attempts designed to exploit this. So you might be wondering, why is this a public advisory? Why are we putting this all out there? It's simple. This is an act of coordinated vulnerability disclosure. When a vendor goes dark and leaves everyone exposed, the security community has to step into the light. My objective here is absolutely clear. This disclosure is designed to do two things. One, to arm you, the defender, and two, to strip the attacker of their advantage. We are forcing a more secure environment, and yeah, we're applying pressure on the vendor because protecting end users, that's a job that can never be put on hold. So as you're implementing these countermeasures, I want to leave you with a question to think about. When a vendor goes completely silent, who is ultimately responsible for your security? The answer, I think, is pretty clear. It's you. It's us. Proactive defense is the only viable strategy you have. That concludes this advisory. Get those countermeasures in place and keep a close eye on your systems. Stay secure.